All right, so in today's session, let's talk a little bit more about blood flow restriction. And just to sort of give you an idea about how these bands that I'm going to review here from B3 Sciences, full disclosure, I paid 100% full price for this. No promotions, no deals. I'm trying to get you a discount, and I will put it below. But blood flow restriction is a unique modality that can help you in your resistance training and actually endurance training efforts. I'm not an expert in this area. I just want to share with you what I've noticed with these bands since using them since September of this year. So about 5 months, going on 6 months now. I don't use them on every workout, but I think they are good, particularly for people who are new to exercise and are struggling trying to feel the motion. If you're overweight or obese and you have cardiovascular issues, there are some benefits to using BFR training, particularly if you're just doing light walking, if you're overcoming an injury, you have some joint or soft tissue challenges, things like that. I think they're helpful. So what I'm going to do, just to show you honestly how quickly they work, I'm going to put it on and pump it up, and then we'll talk about sort of how I recommend using them and some tools that you may want to consider. So the reason why I chose the B3 Sciences is because they have this ability to really fine tune the amount of pressure that you're using. I know there's a lot of I'm sure there's a million of these on Amazon, but I got the size 2 version here, and I'm going to pump it up to 250 milligrams of mercury here. Sometimes I go up to 300 for arms, okay? So anytime that I were to do chest, back, biceps, or triceps, I would turn it up to 250 to 300. Now, so as you can start to see here, the muscle is going to start to get red. It doesn't happen right away, but when you start to move your muscles, what you are doing is you're building up lactate. You're creating more metabolic stress, and that is, accelerating the adaptations that would occur if you were to do a maximal exertion for this particular muscle group. So I can do a very light load. Like I have a 10-pound cue ball here from Kabuki Strength, okay? I can just start to do just really basic arm curls, right? I'm not trying to crush it. I might do 12 to 15 reps just to give you an idea about, how this might start to look, especially in comparison. Okay, then we'll talk about the benefits and who is this for. So if I'm brand new to exercise, it's going to be hard for me to do a max press, right? Whether it's a leg press, a squat, whether it's a hammer curl, a tricep curl, something like that. So the BFR is really good for the individual who's short on time, who's new to resistance training, who has cardiometabolic health challenges and wants to hasten the adaptations. Because as you can start to see here, the muscle's getting super red, and I leave these on in between sets. So a lot of people, they put on BFR and they go super heavy, okay? If you're going super heavy, you don't need BFR. That's the point. BFR is for people who are new to exercise, who are overcoming an injury, who really don't have yet the tendon ligament structure built up, who are new to the lifting, or who are overweight, right? Or if you're at home, let's say you can only train at the gym 2 days a week, right? Because your kid's schedule, and you happen to have some really light, it's nothing for arms. 10 pounds for males on a bicep is nothing, but you add in BFR and you keep it on, and again, I'm not even doing a full rep here, and I'm starting to really feel the metabolic stress build up. So again, what we're doing is we're just overloading the muscle with waste, with metabolic waste. There's probably some capillary density buildup, because we're causing, concentrating the muscles with carbon dioxide and facilitating transport. And it starts to become a little uncomfortable. And all I have is 10 pounds here, my friends. And so again, we're not resting a lot in between sets, 10, 20, 30 seconds, something like that. I'm just going to do another, again, this is partial reps. I'm on the couch. I'm just doing this to give you an example about how 10 pounds, right? 3 sets with minimal rest can create a lot of metabolic stress. And wow, I'm really starting to feel it in the face. And it starts to look super discolored. You can tell, you're like, wow, how can that even be healthy? Some people might be like, I don't want to do that. However, this can really hasten your gains, friends. Now, I don't think it's necessarily better or superior to lifting to failure, to doing a bro split, to really exerting maxed effort. I think a max effort is going to be actually more advantageous, but this is another tool. When you do accessories, if you're new to exercise, if you're short on time, for example, or some days you're tired, you're like, I know I should work out, but my back's hurt, I'm a little tired. So what I'll do with the B3 Sciences, they also have bands for your legs. So I'll put these on my legs and I can, go for a walk. I can do some sprints on the bike. I can do some squats. I can do front squats. I can do back squats. I can do belt squats. I can go on our leg press, right? And I don't need to do super heavy loads to feel those muscles being triggered. And so that's another thing. So maybe, if you're doing a split, I recommend hitting every major muscle group at least once per week. For more advanced people that have been exercising for a while, you can do it twice a week. So on your second exercise day, let's say you're doing legs, you're doing a posterior chain workout, you could use the bands on your legs and really get that quad pump, get that hamstring pump. What I've actually been doing too is overloading my chest and using the bands when I'm doing chest to finish it off, because they're going to fatigue the triceps very quickly, which will recruit more muscles in the chest. So when you're finishing up a chest day, you can do dips and close grip bench press, and just the triceps are going to be basically trashed, right? Because you got the bands on. So that's going to recruit more and more chest fiber. So there's just some different strategies, but I wouldn't get into the mindset that I'm always going to train with BFR, or please don't think that BFR is superior to unblood flow restricted training, because it's not. If you're going to failure, you're causing very similar adaptations, but this is a tool. Some people just need tools because they have elbow pain. Like I could imagine, when I was lifting a lot in my late 20s, my right tennis elbow would always kick in when I was doing heavy chest days, shoulders or triceps. And that was just so annoying and it bothered me. But with these, I could have continued to train through that and just reduce the weight because I was still doing exercises, but lower weight. And this could have helped me hit those muscles without sort of exacerbating that tendon flare, right? So I've been impressed. Now these are expensive, but they are super high quality. I mean, you got this ability to pump it up. Okay, so essentially this locks in right here. And so I can pump this up to, I think, 350 milligrams of mercury. And that really constricts the blood flow. And then you can easily just unwind it like a, blood pressure cuff. That's essentially what this is. Or you just pop it off right here and you go to your other arm or your other leg or whatever. But I've been pretty impressed with these. I got to say that they're really, really cool. Another way that I would consider using these is traveling. When you travel, you could bring some exercise bands in a hotel room. Most hotel gyms don't have a lot of, or Airbnbs don't have a lot of equipment. So you could bring the BFR with you. And that way you could still get like a maxed effort style workout without having the access to the weights. So again, you're overweight, you're diabetic, you're trying to get some gains, you're trying to lose, your COVID-20, you might want to consider the BFR. Like I said, I'm working on your behalf to get a discount code. So friends, BFR is a tool. I think you should give it a try. If it's in your wheelhouse and you're interested and you think you could mess around with this, definitely give it a whirl. Thanks as always for tuning in. And I would recommend a podcast with Peter Attia. He had on a gentleman who studies BFR, and that was a really good conversation. So I will link that below. That was a podcast, I think in October, that he put out in 2021. So definitely check that out for more information on the science. I'll link that below. But as always, friends, thanks for tuning into this video. If you like it, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and let me know if you've tried BFR and what you've noticed in your life or your training. So we'll catch you on another episode down the road. Bye now.